What's up, True Heel Heat? True Heel Heat. What's up? True Heel Heat. All hands is Hello everyone, it's the hardcore legend Mick Foley wishing a nice day to everyone there, right there at True Heel Heat. Yeah! Rob Van Dam, listen to True Heel Heat. Pow!
Hello. It is me, your True Heel Phenom, SP3. We are live on the True Heel Heat YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter for our WWE Night of Champions 2025 preview. Breaking down the show this coming Saturday, June 28th from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. And yes, it's still happening. For some reason, it is still happening, and WWE has not addressed it at all as of yet, but we're here to discuss it with you all, and to do that, of course, I am joined by my favorite person to preview major wrestling events with from WWE, AEW, and everything in between. I mean, this is a national news story, so this counts as major. We got the one and only co-host from Coexisting with Rob and Maggie. You know her from Fightful Overbooked. The one and only Maggie is here. How are you doing, Maggie?
Doing great. I cut this much of my hair today.
Okay.
It's gone.
I like it.
I wish it were more. But my hairdresser was like, no, we're not doing it. And I'm like, it's really dead. Can we please chop it off? It's dead. I ruined it with my blonde. It should be cut off. And she's like, no. And like, yeah.
What, you wanted like a G.I. Jane type haircut, or like my kind of haircut? Like what were you trying to do?
Bob.
Oh, okay. You wanted the bob.
Yeah.
You wanted the bob you wanted to look like Tony Storm on Collision.
Yeah, but it's called a bob.
I did not know this. I don't know that. I get a light Caesar or dark Caesar. Those are the only hairstyles I know.
I'm so sorry.
I wasn't blessed with hair. I'm sorry.
Were you blessed with hair, or you just want to cut it off all the time? Because I can't tell.
I can. I get my hair grows. My hair grows pretty fast, but my hair is growing gray, so I'd rather just get the light Caesar.
What's wrong with gray hair? I'm going gray, so
You're not growing gray like me. Look at this. Look at this. I look like Mark Briscoe. I look like Mark Briscoe with my beard. My beard's gonna be gray in like another 2 years.
So are you that self-conscious about your white hair?
Yeah, yeah. I'm not gonna get just for men though. I refuse to get just for men. I'm just gonna get light Caesars for the rest of my life. That's what I'm gonna get.
I mean, it's a natural way of, the hair graying. It's the most natural thing.
Mm,
And you still don't like, okay.
Is it
I'm
natural?
It is. I mean, it's like getting wrinkles. It's the way to go. Like we're dying, okay? So like
That's true. This is true. We are dying.
I mean, sure. Do I have a whole drawer full of retinol to fight my wrinkles? Yes, I do.
There we go.
But that is
Now we're going. No.
that is a whole different conversation, which we will not get into because, like, women get put to a way higher standard when it comes to wrinkles than men. I wish it weren't like that because men with wrinkles are really hot. How come we're not hot with wrinkles? How come it's not that?
I'm sure you will be hot with wrinkles. You and Steven Jensen will look very hot as your wrinkle couple.
Never. He's in love with Cody. And you're definitely not helping while having Cody Rhodes be your number one on your intro. Just fucking change that. You're pissing me off.
I don't make the videos or the instrumentals on this channel. It's a collaborative effort. That is Romeo. Romeo made that intro and he made Cody Rhodes number one. People know okay. I have a long storied history with the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes. But hey, people also know I'm willing to forgive and forget and be professional because Maggie, I did talk to the Undertaker. And Undertaker was probably higher than Cody Rhodes on my shit list for a while.
Well, listen, okay, so you did mention Romeo was editing, the videos, right? Which is the funniest thing because right now one of my favorite perfumes is called Juliet Has a Gun. So
Juliet Has a Gun?
Yes.
I might have to look this up. Today's my anniversary. I bought my missus a whole bunch of perfumes and lipsticks earlier today.
Happy anniversary!
Thank you.
So happy.
Yes.
We
Juliet
went out, has a gun.
We went out and I told her she can get whatever she wants. So I'll look that up.
Get?
She got a whole bunch of perfumes and lipsticks and yeah. And she got a nice little blouse. Yeah, she's a perfume girly. She likes to smell nice. She even gets me cologne because she wants me to smell nicer. So she doesn't like my manly. She doesn't like my manly muss. She wants me to smell like a cologne.
Okay, stop it. Let me cut you off right there. Before you say something that I would want to hop off this channel once and for all.
She's like, oh, call it a day. I'm out of here.
Yeah. I'm really happy when a man wants to smell good because it doesn't happen for Bulgarian men.
Ooh.
Yeah. I'm kind of kidding. Of course, I have a lot of male friends that smell really, really nice. And the moment they come into the bar, I can smell them. It's really good. And then there are the other kinds that just take a fucking shower.
Yeah,
take a shower.
I take a shower and I wear deodorant. I'll always wear deodorant. That's why it was not a good time. See, I'm telling y'all all about my life outside of doing these podcasts and stuff. I went to Rev Pro on Sunday. My Lord.
Yes.
People don't wear deodorant. What is going on? It's too hot to not wear deodorant. I literally saw somebody who legit, the person in front of me online to go into York Hall, Maggie, they literally did like this. Pulls out a freaking stick of deodorant, wipes it on themselves, and then tosses it with the water bottles on the bench outside of your car.
Ew. So it's
Yes. I was like, what is going on?
it's really sad because I went to Rev Pro last year before All In. It was I loved Rev Pro more than All In, by the way. I was pretty vocal about that.
Yeah.
But people smelled, man. People reeked there. It's so, I mean, and I was like, I so wanted this to be a fucking stereotype, which it wasn't. The people right next to us, they went out to smoke like 4 times in an hour. And not only did they, which I'm a smoker, okay? I like that's not the majority of the problem I had. And somehow I never smoke cigarettes. This is so weird because people tell me that I never smell like nicotine or whatever, and I'm a smoker.
Yeah.
This is really, really, really weird. So they went smoking all the time. So not only did they smell of sweat and dirty clothes, they also smell like cigarettes. And I'm like, that's not what you want, man. That's not what John Barker and we were like, what is happening? Why is this happening? But was Rev Pro fantastic? Because
it was fun.
Okay.
I think that the Rev Pro that I went to last year when I went to the MJF versus Michael Oku show,
Okay.
that was better. But this one was just a fun show. Mainly it was because I didn't go with anybody. This was a rare time. I think this is only like second or third time in like multiple years that I've gone to a wrestling show alone, and I didn't meet up with any of my friends or didn't see any of my friends. So this is why I wanted to have this conversation, because now I can let out all my feelings that were just trapped in my head the whole time. But it was fun, a good time. There was some good matches. Young Guns versus CPF was really good. No DQ matchup. Michael Oku versus TK Cooper. They had the Revolution Rumble, which had Eugene, which popped me, being an early 2000s WWE fan, popped me that Eugene came out. And Shawn Samuels won the Revolution Rumble, so that was cool to see as well. Someone that I know from the UK independent scene. And I said it on Twitter when I was going to the show. The Indies in the UK is the best. It's the best right now. Like I grew up in New York City when early 2000s, mid 2000s, all throughout the 2000s and early 2010s. Like there was no better place for independent wrestling than New York City and the East Coast in general. But UK now has it
anymore.
Yeah, UK now has it. I find myself going to more UK indies than I ever did when I was back at home in New York City.
Yeah, I mean, that's why people were so mad. Some people were so mad that NXT UK happened because they got everyone, and I'm really happy. I mean, I miss NXT UK, man. I miss that show so much. And just a disclaimer to close out that entire subject, people, I met SP3 last year. He smelled great. Just so you guys know.
Thank you.
Yes.
I'll let everybody know. I smell fine in person.
No, not fine. You smell clean.
Oh, thank you.
You smell clean. That's really nice.
Thank you. That's good. It's very rare you find a wrestling fan that smells good. But yes, we appreciate 15 minutes in. We appreciate y'all for joining us live. Appreciate y'all for watching us on demand. Remember to show your appreciation back. The simplest way possible is by dropping a thumbs up on this video. You can share this video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family on all your favorite social media platforms. If you're new to the True Hill Heat YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell to stay notified for all the great content here. And of course, you could sound off in the comment section description if you're watching on demand. If you're with us live, sound off in the live chat. We'll try to highlight as many of your comments as possible. But of course, if you're feeling generous, you want to give back to what we do here, you want to show your support to the True Heel Heat YouTube channel, and the best way possible is by sending a super chat donation. Any dollar amount matters. It goes back to the contributors that you see on screen with us here. We always appreciate the support. We're going to be doing a WWE Night of Champions post-show review, a very rare one. We usually do our reviews for the PLEs and pay-per-views the day after, but since this is an earlier show, we're going to be doing it right after the show on Saturday, and then all of the super chats will be going to charity because I feel kind of gross covering the show. So, but yes, we have in the chat with us today a member of the channel for 22 months.
Wow.
Alan, almost 2 years. Alan, you've been shooting in the gym with us. He says, just stop by to say Cena versus Punk might be as good as their 2013 Raw matchup. I don't agree, but more power to you.
It's gonna be so bad. It's gonna suck so much.
Alan, have you seen John Cena in 2025? Are you really serious here?
Hey, more power to Alan. If he enjoys the match, I'm jealous of him, okay? Because he gets to enjoy wrestling, because I will hate it.
And this is the match in particular that makes me feel gross as well. Corey Michaels in the chat with saying he's first. Good to see you, Corey. We also got Zach, who says hello to me and Maggie. We got I Make Beats, who says hello, folks. Pray everyone is safe this weekend. Crowd, talent, crew. Hope all goes smoothly out there. Yes, hope to God that this WWE doesn't. I've said it on Rated Raw Review, and I'll say it here. WWE's whole handling of this is the reason why I feel kind of gross talking about this show, because I don't think they've handled this the right way. I'm hoping that nothing happens and that everyone is safe. Most of all, the innocent civilians who are just going to a wrestling show, so I'm praying for the best. But even if, and hopefully everything goes, according to plan, everybody is safe that goes to the event, that's wrestling, the staff, the production, and everybody makes it home safe, WWE still looks bad in just everything surrounding this event.
I mean, we still haven't started talking actually about the show, so might as well say it right now. And I cannot believe that this show is still happening. I cannot believe it. Seriously. I mean, that is some major denial going on. Or, I mean, I hope to God everything's okay. Like, correct? Like, I feel like every one of us hopes that, it's apart from the weirdos out there who think you suck. But, like, everyone hopes that things go smoothly and there's, I mean, like, no point of us worrying. That's what everyone is hoping here. And to the stupid assholes who, after the show is done and nothing happens and they go home safe and they have, there was nothing for you to be worried about. Fucking go suck a bag of dicks. Like, that is not the time to be a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
Sit down, touch some grass, stuff it in your asshole if you need to. Just not the time. I told you there's nothing. Just fucking suck yourself off. It is not a big deal if you just keep your mouth shut. You will not get sick if you keep your fucking mouth shut. Let's just cross all of our, fingers and everything and toes. Everything goes smoothly. But seriously, I cannot believe that the show is still happening. And you mentioned the way that they handled this. That's not existent. They haven't been handling this whatsoever. They haven't mentioned this.
They're like
They
la la la
haven't.
la 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 la
It's Pride
la la.
Month all over again. That's no zero mention of anything. Just by the way, when I say just one thing, and we'll talk about wrestling, I promise. So because I mentioned Pride Month, so I bought a new pair of glasses this past week, and this week just now I noticed that when you take the glasses off and you put your handles at rest, from your
Yeah.
glasses, on this part of the inner part of your handles, there's a little rainbow.
Oh.
And I'm like, that is the coolest, and I didn't even see it. That is the coolest little detail that I've ever seen, and that is so cool. And the only thing that pisses me off, and it really doesn't, but it was gonna be so good. If those glasses fell into the hands of a homophobe and they didn't know about that.
That pop Jew.
I mean, that was gonna be so good, but like I love those so much, and like it's a rainbow. It doesn't necessarily have to mean what what it doesn't necessarily mean pride. It's just a rainbow. But like homophobes want you to know that the gay people stole the rainbow from the kids, and all of a
Wait,
sudden,
they really say that?
the ones in Bulgaria, yes, give the
Oh my
rainbow back
God.
to the kids. You know what the
They're
most
silly.
it's the stupid and
You stole the rainbow from Skittles.
yeah, give the kids back their rainbows, and I'm like, no one took them from them. Just sit down. And do you know what the most gross thing is? That they give their children signs that say "Give us back our rainbow," and they march in the streets. They make their children do that, and their children have no idea what that is.
Nope.
They're
No idea.
teaching their children to be homophobes at such a young age. I hate that. But like that's Bulgaria, guys. Hi, this is a wrestling show.
Generational curses. We
Yeah.
got another super chat donation here from Alan. Thank you so much, Alan, for the support. Well, the first super chat donation. Thank you so much, Alan. He says, "Thank God, Kross finally has a match on PLE. He finally left catering." Yeah, I'm happy for Karrion Kross. It
Yeah.
is hilarious. It is kind of funny though that his only two singles matches on PLEs in the last 3 years since he re-signed, or two of his three singles matches on PLEs in the last 3 years since he re-signed. Two of them were in Saudi Arabia. This is his first singles match on a premium live event since Crown Jewel 2022 against Drew McIntyre.
That is a really sad statistic, and I hate you for it.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Could
We
you
got
just once not know everything? Just for once, okay? For once. Just shut up.
it's not it's
I,
nice
I
or
can't turn that
good to
off,
know.
Maggie.
Yeah, it's like it's just in my head. Corey says also a big cologne guy. I like when things smell good. That's why I am a straight menace in the scented candle aisles. This is why you got to go to wrestling shows with Corey. He smells good. There you go.
Yes.
There you go. Davion says, what's good, y'all? Good to see you, Davion. We also got Courtine in the chat joining us today saying, hi, hey, how are y'all? And he says, which match are y'all excited to see the most?
The last one, because it means it's over.
I will say off rip about this show before we give our 0 to 10 as we always do. This card is not that good.
It's not.
And to go along with all the political things that are about this card and why I feel gross covering it, the only match that I'm sure will be good or even could be great is Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton. So that's the one that I'm excited to see the most. Maggie, give the illest cringe to that. Oh my god! It's because I said once I said Cody Rhodes, he's.
Hey, come on. My fans are aware that fuck Cody exists. Okay, it's a whole movement. Screw Cody.
We got Chuck Berry who says, talking about this controversy, I can't help but to think, what is going through the mind of Phil Brooks? Not CM Punk, but Phil Brooks. I'll tell you what's going through the mind of
money,
Phil
money, money,
Brooks.
money, money, money.
I got the A-Rap money. I got the A-Rap money. That's what's going through it. Like, please, if y'all think CM Punk and Phil Brooks ain't thinking about the money they're going to get for going there, then y'all got a misconception about who CM Punk really is. Just because he has some politics or says some things you agree with, I think him going on this trip is in general a big slap in the face of everything you've believed about him before. That's just me. But before we get into the match, or before we give our predictions, Maggie, from 0 to 10, how much are you looking forward to this show on Saturday?
A soft 2.
That is fair. That is fair. I will go as far as a 3.5. The card is not good. I feel gross because of the everything that's going on politically and the bigger conversations that this trip is saying. I think there's only 1 out of 6 matches that are going to be guaranteed to be good on this show, and everything else has an option that it could be good or it could be disastrous. So 3.5, I think I'm being fair. I'm being generous by going 3.5.
Fair.
Now let's get in.
Once again, the downer of the stream.
This is gonna be a theme until we do our AEW all in Texas preview. Then you're gonna be higher than me, probably.
Probably, but like the fact that it's gonna be in fucking Texas and not in London, that's a point for you there.
1 point down. 1 point down.
It's 1 panty down, and I don't mean that in a good way.
1 panty down. We do have another super chat donation from Alan. Thank you so much, Alan, for the support. He says, my GOAT, Cena, has no bad matches to me. He haven't had a bad match besides the one with People Power since 2002. That was in 2012, to be fair. When I first saw him and decided to be a wrestling fan at 8, and I'm 30 now, stay loyal. So you're telling me, Alan, you enjoyed John Cena versus Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania?
Okay, so first of all, you didn't have to read that super chat with that sarcastic voice. Just...
Was that sarcastic voice? I thought I was giving optimism. I was like,
we'll try better.
Okay. So you're telling me you liked Cena versus R-Truth from Saturday Night's main event?
That was so bad, man. I can already sense, because Luke sends me the end of the year awards for Wrestle Talk, and I can. Same. Yeah, so worst match, and I can already hear myself typing that. Cody versus Cena.
Yeah, that's probably in my top 5. You need to watch Butterbean versus Minoru Suzuki if you really want to see awful wrestling.
Do I? I don't think I do.
You should. I'm gonna send you the link later. We got. Now let's get into
a wonderful friend, man. Make sure Maggie watches the most horrible match ever.
So you're giving an accurate description of the year when you do the Wrestle Talk year-end awards. But let's talk about the aforementioned matchup I brought up earlier in the King of the Ring tournament final. It's going to be the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, going one-on-one with his former mentor and current friend, Randy Orton. The King of the Ring tournament has been going over the last couple of weeks. You had fatal four ways in the first round, then singles matches in the semifinals to set up this final matchup. Orton picked up a win over LA Knight, Carmelo Hayes, and Aleister Black 2 weeks ago. Last week on Friday Night SmackDown, he pulled off a win over Sami Zayn in a very good matchup. Meanwhile, Cody Rhodes 2 weeks ago, he picked up a win in the Fatal 4-Way first round against Shinsuke Nakamura, Damian Priest, and Andrade. And then this past Monday on Monday Night Raw, he defeated his good friend and former tag team partner, Jey Uso, in what I thought was a great match on Monday Night Raw this week. Orton and Cody have pretty much been teasing this eventual matchup between the two for the past year and a half, as Orton kept staring at Cody's WWE Championship throughout his reign last year, as they teamed up together to go up against the Bloodline as well as Kevin Owens. And now we get it in a tournament environment, a tournament format, the finals of the King of the Ring tournament, with the winner moving on to versus John Cena at SummerSlam, or the winner of the main event of Night of Champions, Cena or Punk, at SummerSlam this August. Maggie, what have you thought about the King of the Ring tournament, and what do you think about this matchup and who wins on Saturday?
Okay, so first of all, stop trying to make this interesting. It's not. It's it was a really fucking stupid tournament. We did not need all these four-way matches just for them to think that they're actually protecting people by having gang wars all the time. No, it was stupid. It was silly. They could have had a bunch of wonderful matches, one-on-one matches that everyone would have enjoyed watching. Rob and I talked about it on our show last week. The potential was right there. They just chose to make the fucking stupid ass decision to make them four-way matches with zero being on your edge of your seat, because everyone knew who was winning. This is it. No one, like, and I know I'm lying, but like, I don't want to see that fucking match, man. Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton. For me, deep down, because it's Cody, deep down, I kind of want to see Randy Orton win this match, because like, it's Randy Orton and he should be, he doesn't have a lot of years left in him. I mean, I'm afraid for his back all the time. Every time he does an RKO, I kind of flinch, because like, protect your back, please, sir. And also, which people who have followed me more happen to know that I fucking don't care about Randy Orton too. So this is gonna be the biggest fucking snooze fest for me. I do not care whatsoever. I don't give a fuck, man. I might as well be sleeping throughout the duration of this goddamn snooze fest. Or I might be pissing or making tea. I don't give a fuck, man. I don't know if I'm even gonna watch the show live. It's gonna be on in a comfortable time for me to watch live. But I don't think it's worthy to sacrifice my me time and my chips eating time for me to watch this absolute dog shit of a match slash card slash barf. It's gonna be Cody. Cody's gonna win this match. I don't give a flying fuck, man. I don't care.
That was a very well done rant. I Make Beats gives us his description of how he thinks the match is gonna go. He says side headlock takedown, spinning side slam, Cody cutter, RKO, crossroads, 1, 2, 3 pin.
Oh, Cody's definitely kicking out of an RKO. He's definitely kicking out. It's Cody.
Orton goes for the RKO. He reverses it into Crossroads to get the win. Yeah, I think Cody gets the win here. If Orton didn't have the matchup against St. Louis against Cena at Backlash, then I would say there is an option for Orton to win this one. But he literally just had that matchup. And they're both on SmackDown, so that means that they will face the winner of the main event matchup. So it only makes sense for Cody to win this to set up the big rematch at SummerSlam. It only makes sense at that point. I really agree with what Alan says here. He says, to me, it should have been Cody versus Zayn instead, just to hurt the fans. I think it should have been Cody and Zayn because they had the most interesting stories going into the tournament, where Sami is still trying to win his first world title. You could have had him representing Raw versus Cody representing SmackDown. They have their interplay with their friendship that developed in their wars against the Bloodline. It would end. Sami could have had a chance to pull off the upset and beat Cody in the finals, or at least there's a thought that Sami can do this, because then it sets up Sami versus Gunther, and Sami is a threat to beat Gunther because he ended his Intercontinental title reign. This is why that would have been the better matchup. That was the matchup that I predicted for the finals. I'm fine with Orton and Cody because I think it is going to be a good to great matchup, but I do agree Sami should have been in the finals.
Yeah, he should have been in finals, but like if Sami were in finals, Kross wouldn't have had a match. And
this is also true. So I'm happy either way. Either way. It made me happy.
Well, I'm not happy. I'm seldom happy, but like that's.
Then in the Queen of the Ring finals, Maggie, we got Jade Cargill going one-on-one with Asuka. The Queen of the Ring tournament was similar to the King of the Ring tournament, with the first round matchups with fatal four ways and then singles matchups in the semifinals, and then to set up this final matchup at Night of Champions, Jade Cargill picked up victory in the first round over Piper Niven, Nia Jax, and Michin. And then this past Monday on Raw, she picked up a win over Roxanne Perez. Asuka made her return 2 weeks ago on Monday Night Raw, picking up a victory over Ivy Nile, Raquel Rodriguez, and Stephanie Vaquer. And then on SmackDown last Friday, she picked up the win over Alexa Bliss to set up this one-on-one matchup. If Asuka wins, she could potentially go one-on-one with her former Damage Control teammate in Io Sky for the WWE Women's World Championship, while Jade Cargill would get a matchup one-on-one with Tiffany Stratton, who she's been basically had her eyes set on since WrestleMania for the WWE Women's Championship at SummerSlam. First time matchup, I believe. I know they faced each other in tag team matches in the past, but I believe this is the first time they'll be facing one-on-one since Jade Cargill came to WWE. I like Asuka here because Asuka is just coming back. I've always been a fan of Asuka, but I think I have a hard time looking forward to this matchup, mainly because I did not like that Jade Cargill versus Roxanne Perez matchup. Maggie, it had me basically going like, I think this is just what Jade's going to be. This is just the quality that Jade's going to be at this point. It's been 2 years since she's been to WWE, even though Triple H made that whole big speech at the press conference. Oh, she wasn't trained properly in the last place that she worked, so we had to train her up. And then she had all those, significant and spotlighted kind of major botches at PLEs last year. But I felt she was finding her rhythm as a tag team performer towards the end of her run with Bianca Belair, where she can come in, she can look like a beast, have the hot tag, have the comeback, and win the matchup for her team. But seeing Jade Cargill in 10 plus minute matches as a babyface, this ain't it. Her selling for Roxanne Perez and barely selling any of the work she did on the leg towards the end of the matchup, except when she did a kip up. Her making the comeback and doing these horrible looking back elbows. Then she botched the finish. And I'm just like, I know Asuka's great in the ring, but Asuka just came back. I don't know if this is the type of matchup you should be saying, like, hey, Asuka, get a good matchup out of her right now. I think that Jade is what she is at this point, and I think they messed up her WWE run by not giving her a little bit of time on NXT to get her rhythm in as a singles performer before coming to the main roster. What do you think about the Queen of the Ring tournament? What do you think about what I had to say? And who do you think wins, Jade versus Asuka?
Well, copy and paste the thing that I said about the men's thing, and just listen. I like Jade. I think she's phenomenal. I feel she's an action figure. She looks amazing. I'm so fucking jealous. That woman is made of marble. I'm sorry. Like what I'm getting blind every time I look at her because I feel like I'm not worthy. And even though all of that, when she wins Queen of the Ring, I'm going to be mad because it's Asuka. And I mentioned this on our show last week with Rob. I feel like this King and Queen of the Ring should be given to people who are exactly that, ring generals. And I don't think Jade is anywhere near that status. And I feel like Asuka is. I don't know what more to say about that. I'm gonna be so happy if it turns out to be Asuka, but I just feel like they're just gonna give that to Jade. Um, uh, I feel like Tiffany Stratton has wrestled exactly as much as Jade. I mean, they both decided to start wrestling at the same time. And when you look at the two, there's a huge difference. And I hate comparing wrestlers, but like Jade was really good in the tag division. And I do feel like they tried to rub it in AEW's face so much. They just decided to put her on the main roster immediately. And they deprived her of exactly what you said, an NXT run that was going to be incredible. I can only assume because we have no way of knowing. And I kind of feel like that was supposed to be the thing. They should have gone with that. But it is what it is. I don't think that, like, bitching and moaning about it won't change it. I mean, I desperately want to be cheering for Jade, but I feel like I can't because up until this week, I thought that you cannot possibly have a bad match with Roxanne. But that's not the case anymore. And I'm probably one of the biggest Roxy fans out there. I adore the woman, and my God, they kind of ruined her for a while. They're on thin ice right now. They're on thin ice right now with the whole Judgment Day thing, and like Liv not being there right now. I'm gonna see how they work that out. But Raquel is doing her thing also, so I know I'm gonna pick Jade. Just
yeah. It's sad because I feel like I really want to see Asuka and Io, and I think we're still going to see that. But yeah, it seems fairly obvious that Jade's winning the Queen of the Ring.
I mean, don't get me wrong, she's gonna look like such a wonderful thing with the crown on her head. Again, oh my God, that woman.
She looks like an action figure. She looks like a superhero. And despite how many of us feel about him currently, what Jade should be booked like is like a modern day female Goldberg. She should be running through people. I think if she's going to be a babyface, that's how you book her. making her the babyface who's more powerful and stronger and looks amazing in comparison to anybody she's in the ring with, but she has to sell for 5 to 10 minutes and against someone that's much smaller than her. This is not working. It's not working. It's not her strength. You're supposed to hide the weaknesses and put the spotlight on her strengths, and they're not doing that right now. And they didn't do that on Monday.
I kind of feel like the best job of her selling was against Thunder Rosa and AEW. I mean, that was kind of like her first match that she actually had to sell, because up until that point she was killing everyone. And
True.
this was her first match, and I'm like, okay, room to improve, but that's fine. And it's like, I don't know, man. How can you say that they weren't training her properly? She was fucking training with Bryan Danielson. What do you mean?
Bryan Danielson and William Regal.
What do you mean? And she was really, and I was like, what has she changed? Because she got really good really fast. And then the news came out that she was training with Bryan Danielson, and I'm like, there it is.
Yeah.
And now, like, I understand, like, she started doing springboards. And I'm like, okay, that's so good. But like, I don't know if she wanted to do them, or did they make her want to make springboards because, oh, you're so, your physique is so good, it's gonna look phenomenal when you do them. And like,
yeah.
I don't know, does she like, I'm not gonna sit there and pretend that I know if she wants to be doing springboards or not. I don't give a fuck. But like, maybe try to improve a bit. And then, like, the first time she did it, it was so good. It was flawless.
Yeah.
The first time it was back in Saudi. I want to say, I kind of feel like, because I was watching it live, and I'm like, oh my god, shut up! She's doing springboards. That's so good, it's amazing, and like, it may look like the easiest thing because you've been watching Lucha Libre and Nick Jackson springboard off of licorice throughout the entire lives. It's not that easy, guys. The great ones make it look easy is the legitimate thing. So yeah.
Jade's gonna win, it seems like. But let's go outside of the tournament, because I feel with what Jade wins, she faces, I guess, Tiffany Stratton at SummerSlam, and Cody wins, he faces the winner of the main event. So do you think that both of these winners are going to win the championship at SummerSlam, though? Like last year? Last year, Gunther and Nia won the championship at SummerSlam. Do you think we repeat that?
I don't I don't wanna.
I think Cody wins. Cody wins
Fuck
against.
you.
Sorry, I think Cody wins at SummerSlam, and I'm gonna say, because this is what I want, so I'm gonna go with what I want
Jade
over what I
to
think
win,
they're gonna.
and then Naomi cashes in on her, right? That is the best thing. Yeah.
But I want Jade to take her title match early, because what she should do is be smart and take the title match in her hometown of Atlanta at Evolution. She should take it there. Say, do the match there instead of SummerSlam. Say, I want my match at Evolution instead of SummerSlam in her hometown. Beats Tiffany Stratton, and then Naomi cashes in and takes the title. Imagine the heat for Naomi taking the title from the hometown hero who wins their first singles world championship. Exactly. Come on, book it, WWE. I'm here. I'm giving you free stuff to do. There you go. But let's talk about the other matches on the card, like we talked about earlier in the chat. Sami Zayn is back in Saudi Arabia as he goes one-on-one with Karrion Kross. over the past few months since the beginning of 2025, Karrion Kross has been a very much an instigator or manipulator backstage, with Sami Zayn being his most notable victim of the mind games that he likes to play, getting in Sami's head and continuously telling him he cannot win the big one. He cannot become a world champion. Sami was in the King of the Ring tournament and made it to the semifinals, but it was once again Karrion Kross who got in his head, told him that Randy Orton would beat him. Sami Zayn says he would be the King of the Ring. He would be a world champion, but he says after he was done with the King of the Ring, he was finally going to settle things with Karrion Kross after months and months of them going back and forth backstage on Monday Night Raw. After his loss to Randy Orton on this week's Monday Night Raw, Sami was about to be interviewed when once again Kross interrupted to once again talk some trash to Sami, that he proved him right. He lost to Orton, but Sami met him with a right hand right to the jaw and told him that he had already talked to Adam Pearce and he set up a matchup one-on-one between the two of them, with later it being announced that this match would go down in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. So Karrion Kross gets his first singles match on the WWE PLE in nearly 3 years, but he is facing Sami Zayn in Saudi Arabia, where his stats go up exponentially. So I'm going with Sami Zayn.
Oh yeah,
Maggie,
definitely Sami Zayn. What the hell? What are we
Maggie,
even thinking?
what have you thought about this feud though between Sami and Kross?
I just wish this match wasn't happening in Saudi, because I love the way that Karrion Kross naturally got himself over. I still have no idea if Karrion Kross is gonna resign with the company or not, but one thing is for sure, that he's gonna carry those fans outside of out of WWE if he chooses to. Um, I Naturally, because they didn't give me a reason to care about Karrion Kross before that. Now I do care about the guy, because like he made sure that he's important enough. And I like how fans just didn't shut their mouth. Mm, It's like this whole thing that the Yes movement brought in. Because occupying Raw was, man, it's like it was yesterday, okay? It was just yesterday that, like,
A moment in time.
yeah, a moment in time. I It kind of shifted the powers, and people understood that they could get under WWE's skin if they really wanted to. They did the same thing with Cody, and they did it, now with Kross. Hopefully, this isn't a one-off, and we get to see Karrion Kross more after. But definitely Sami. That's not even up for discussion.
Yeah, Sami always wins in Saudi Arabia, as well. Most of the time he does win in Saudi Arabia, as he should. He should. And maybe it's previewing that Sami may finally win the big one next year at the Royal Rumble, because
Oh yeah.
our
Mhm.
very own Romeo has been saying that for a few months. He thinks that Sami's going to win the Royal Rumble in Saudi Arabia as well.
A bunch of us are saying that. I kind of feel like he does win the Rumble. Yeah. Romeo's right, but not for the videos. Just edit the videos, Romeo.
Good job. Good, nicely said. Corey says when it's Halloween, Karrion Kross should be scary on Kross.
Scary on my wayward son.
I'm done. Next up, we have a street fight between
Yeah.
Rhea Ripley and Raquel Rodriguez. These two women have been feuding for years, dating back to their time in NXT, most notably their last woman standing matchup in NXT back in the Performance Center, which was considered by many both women's best matchup during their time on the developmental brand. Since they've been on the main roster, they have also mixed it up with Raquel challenging Ripley when she was WWE Women's World Champion, and then Raquel joining forces with Liv Morgan in the Judgment Day, just so she could be against Rhea Ripley once again, to giving her all the blame for all of her failures on the main roster. But once again, these two women have been back in each other's lives during the Queen of the Ring tournament. First, it was Raquel who interfered and cost Rhea her fatal four-way matchup that was eventually won by fellow Judgment Day member or newest member or potential member Roxanne Perez. And then Rhea got her revenge by costing Raquel her matchup and helping Asuka win in the first round fatal four-way matchup. The two women then interacted this past week on Monday Night Raw, with Raquel being motivated by Finn Balor to call out Rhea to the ring. They brawled for a bit. It looked like Rhea was about to give the riptide to Raquel through a table when Roxanne Perez came out to get involved and help Raquel get the better of Ripley, giving her the Tejada bomb through a table. Rhea got so pissed she stormed into Adam Pearce's office and demanded a matchup against Raquel. Pearce suggested a street fight. Rhea said that was official, and it's been made officially for Night of Champions this Saturday in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. These two women have had really good matches. Raquel hasn't looked the best as of late to me, but I think that this has the potential to be a dark horse, a very good matchup on the card based on their history in these styles of matches, especially like with a street fight stipulation. Maggie, what have you thought about the build to this matchup? Who wins on Saturday?
This match has the potential to be really hard hitting, and this is one of the matches I'm looking forward to. Actually, when I think about it, yes, they have been. They're really familiar with each other because they've been traveling together. They were friends together. You know, they've pointed that out previously when they were feuding. The build, yeah. I mean, I've told this to Rob. I've been extremely interested in the Judgment Day just the past month or so when Roxanne came along. Uh, Before that, it was just the another faction, but like
Yeah.
now it's kind of like a soap opera, and I like it. And I sue me. It's Finn Balor stirring the pot. I'm so happy about it. He's giggling, man. He's having the time of his life. And this seriously has the potential to kick all the match's ass. I feel like the safe bet is to say Rhea, but I kind of feel like Roxanne Perez helps Raquel win the match, just so Raquel can hop on board of the Roxy the train, and then when Liv comes back, she even lost Raquel to Roxy. So that can also happen, but it's Rhea Ripley.
It's Rhea Ripley. It's a PLE. Rhea
It's
Ripley
Rhea
has lost a
Ripley.
lot. She's lost a lot
Yeah.
in 20, if you really think about it, in 2025, whether it's, WrestleMania. She lost the Women's World Championship before WrestleMania against Io Sky. She lost in the King of the Ring tournament. She lost the Money in the Bank. I think that Rhea's going to get the win here, only
Yeah.
because I think that they might be setting up Rhea to be the challenger for Io at Evolution. Because who else is she going to face at Evolution if it's not Rhea Ripley or someone of that stature? I know they can do like number one contenders and everything, but I think that this victory here will set up Rhea to look like the strongest challenger, and that's a matchup that they've been basically teasing since WrestleMania. with them having to team up with each other to face Roxanne and Julia, and now they kind of have separated them a bit. You could bring her back right into the title picture with the victory here. So I'm gonna go with Rhea.
So, they made Evolution this huge thing to be shown the day after All In. But like, they should be making a big deal out of that. For now,
I agree.
the hype lives only on NXT, and don't get me started on that fucking show.
The show that has been over the last couple of weeks building to an NXT Women's Championship match at Evolution, despite them having a whole PLE the day before that we are now 2 episodes away from happening, and they still haven't named a damn matchup. They named a number 1 contenders match for next week, but they still have not officially made an announcement for a match for Great American Bash.
That shit show is pissing me off so much. And I'm like, I will reach a certain point where I go, fuck this. I need my mental health, and just stop watching NXT because god damn it, man, that show. So yeah, again, I cannot believe I'm saying that, but like they on NXT they've been building towards, the show with the whole mini tournament that they've had, the Evolution eliminator matches that they had, and like Evolution should be a bigger deal than it is right now, because right now it's nothing. It's just the thing that they thought of to put right after All In, just so they can have the weekend even more. So like, it's whatever, man. I don't just
Yeah. It's pretty lame. It's pretty lame on NXT, but here we are. I mean, Bates does mention that yes, Jordan Grace did win the 4-way, so she will get the shot at JC Jane at Evolution. So,
did you know what she didn't win? Her entrance music. She didn't win that.
That's not something you would win.
No, she keeps making people cheer for her music, and it's not.
Does she make people? Did you watch last night's show? It was silence when she came out.
Yeah, and exactly when the camera was right in her face, someone was booing her song, and she turned around and she said, "You better start cheering that right now." And I'm like, "I'm not doing that."
No, Jordan.
No, Jordan, sweetie, you're my idol. I fucking love you, woman. I want to hug you forever. You're such a role model in my life. You are not correct here. Please. I love you so much. No.
I don't care what WWE sold you to take that song, but you ain't selling me, honey. Let's go to. We're gonna now talk about the 2 title matches on Night of Champions. Yes, only 2 of the 6 matches are actual title matches at Night of Champions. Yeah. For the United States Championship, it's going to be Jacob Fatu defending against his cousin and former tribal chief, Solo Sikoa. At WWE Money in the Bank last month or earlier this month, you had Solo Sikoa in the Money in the Bank ladder match. Jacob Fatu came out, destroyed everyone in sight, set up the ladder in the ring for Solo Sikoa, and then he grabbed him by the foot and told him, "I hate you," instead of "I love you, Solo," pulling him down and destroying Solo, costing him the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. This came after months and months of dissension between the two, dating back to Solo losing the Ulafala and the tribal chief status against Roman Reigns in January Since then, we've seen Jacob Fatu kind of stand on his own 2 feet, become the breakout star of the bloodline, and really put Solo in his shadow. But Solo still wanted to take the credit for all of Jacob Fatu's successes because he was the one that 1 year ago brought Jacob Fatu into WWE. So he wanted all the credit for everything that Jacob Fatu had accomplished, including him winning the United States Championship at WrestleMania. They had a confrontation on last week's SmackDown where Solo tried to make Jacob Fatu tell him that he loved him and bring him back into the family, into the bloodline once again. But Jacob Fatu had seen through all the BS after overhearing Solo Sikoa backstage talking trash about him, saying that he's all gas, no brains, and that he's not smart enough to think on the same level as Solo. And he says that he realized that Solo became jealous of him because he won the United States Championship, and if he wants it, he's got to come get it. Solo tried to give him a Samoan spike, but Jacob Fatu stopped him. JC Mateo, who has become a big point of contention between the two, when Solo brought him in at Backlash, he came out to attack Jacob Fatu, but it was Jimmy Uso, Solo's brother, who made the save, got involved, and it led to Jacob Fatu running through both JC and Solo and setting up this matchup for Night of Champions. I think out of all the matches on this show, this has been the best built. It's a matchup that I'm very surprised we're getting it this early. I thought when Jacob Fatu turned on Solo at Money in the Bank, I was like, oh, that's their big SummerSlam matchup. So to get it just 3 weeks later, I'm quite surprised. I don't think this is going to be the only matchup that these two have, but I'm interested in it. What do you think, Maggie? What have you thought about the build to this matchup? Who wins on Saturday?
First of all, stop saying JC Mateo with a straight face. No one does that. Second of all,
you couldn't see my face, Maggie.
No voice shift, okay? I would have been cracking up or just saying like JC Mateo or like
JC Mateo.
Yeah, like say it ironically. I want that irony in your voice. What the hell? Where's Jeff Cobb, man? Every time, I mean, I want to see Jeff Cobb come out with a t-shirt with the red guy from Cow and Chicken, because like I remember the red guy has this huge plan to stop Super Cow. He wanted to make a superhero dry cleaning service, and like all of these weird ass super villains or superheroes or whatever, they came to drop in their their outfits, and he was just holding a corn costume, and he was like, "Corn cob man, there's a lot of sick people in this town." So, every time I hear Jeff Cobb, I think about that specific line from the red guy. I don't know.
That.
I'm weird, man. I'm sorry. Like it's just give me that. I need two things concerning red in my wrestling. First of all, this, and the second of all, I want Seth Rollins to come out in a full red suit and start dancing like the arm from Twin Peaks to his theme song.
That's funny. I want Seth Rollins to shut up. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That promo on Monday Night Raw, that could have been an email. That pissed me off. I was down. I was like, why are you just coming out for 10 minutes and saying the same thing you've been saying for 2.5 months? We don't even know the name of your whole group.
Well, everyone calls them the Seth Riders, so
yes, that is the popular name right now.
Yeah, that's probably why they don't want to talk about it. Because Seth needs to ride it out. So like it's, I understand, but like I'm a Seth girly, and it's not his fault. I choose to believe that that's not his fault. Just like his first heavyweight championship reign, when he, and in a wonderful match against Seth Rollins in Saudi Arabia on my birthday. He was crowned the first ever champion. That reign was kind of boring, but like no one, they hadn't built, contenders or whatever. I just don't. Yeah, so back to the match. By the way, we were talking about a match. Yeah, I love the build towards this. People were excited to cheer for Jacob Fatu for quite some time because they were, but he was supposed to be a heel, so that was kind of weird. Just like all the heels are getting cheered right now. I'm waiting for the point when people are gonna cheer for Solo Sikoa because the guy's hilarious. By the way, he's so good.
He's really good. He's really good.
He's really good, and I'm anxious, for us to reach that time. But his time will come too. I feel like it's safe to say that Jacob Fatu retains the championship here. But I do agree with you that we will be getting other matches between the two. What do you think about the match?
I think because I strongly believe this is the first of a few matches, you can't have Jacob Fatu get the victory here. I don't think you can have Jacob Fatu pin Solo Sikoa. I think that you can have Jacob Fatu win, but it'll probably be because of DQ, because JC Mateo interferes. But I think the more interesting route is Hikuleo finally debuts and Solo Sikoa cheats his way to a victory. Because the WWE thing. You can't just make everybody overpowered baby faces, even though I do believe Jacob Fatu should be that. You got to build up some sympathy for him as well. So to have the bloodline gain another number, have Hikuleo interfere, make his official debut, and help Solo Sikoa win the United States Championship, you got the key thing that made Cody Rhodes the number one babyface in this company for Jacob Fatu, and that's adversity. Or in Cody's case, it was adversities because he had the bruised titty. But he needs some adversity to overcome the bloodline. Solo wins the United States Championship because it's Night of Champions and we need one title to change hands and it's only two options. So.
Okay, listen. So you think it's safe to say that Punk's not winning?
I think that's it.
Okay. I can see that happening, and it would give them a reason for a second match because why would they? Well, damn it. And Hikuleo finally debuting. Man, he's been signed for how many months now?
Over a year now.
Over a year now. Fucking damn it, man. Just give me that amount of money.
To sit on the shelf for a year? Oh man, I wish my job would pay me for a year and me having to not do anything except for training. How you training for a year? I understand. Any job I've gone to, the training is only like a week or two, at most.
Exactly.
Not a year. Jesus.
I mean, he doesn't have the Tongas anymore, so might as well have the Kaleo.
Have a big.
I mean, if you don't have him debut now, what are you even doing with the guy?
Exactly. Corey Michael says an official Hikuleo debut would be Sikaleo. Also, to have him and the Tongans with JC Mateo feels like a fever dream, LOL. It'll be the New Japan bloodline. That's what it would be. Solo Sikoa would be literally the only person who didn't come out of New Japan Pro Wrestling to join the bloodline at that point.
Exactly.
And finally, Maggie, it's the match that everybody's talking about for the Undisputed WWE Championship. John Cena, the last real champion, will defend against CM Punk. These two men have a long history with one another, dating back to John Cena knocking over CM Punk's Pepsi back in 2010. Punk was the man who took over the Nexus to go against John Cena in 2011, and then later in 2011 challenged John Cena for the WWE Championship at Money in the Bank. 2 weeks before then, he dropped the pipe bomb, one of the greatest promos of all time, and talked about how Cena has created this illusion that he's the best and he is just the person that the machine was behind and that he was the best in the world. One of the most influential promos of all time led to CM Punk beating John Cena in his hometown and blowing a kiss before walking away with the WWE Championship, just to come back 8 days later and then beat Cena again in a unification matchup at SummerSlam 2011. They faced in 2012 and 2013, and now 12 years later they will clash once again. CM Punk stepped up to John Cena following Money in the Bank and told him about himself, and Cena basically said if he wants a shot at his title, he has to kind of go against his moral stomping ground and follow him to Saudi Arabia. And Cena says that this was all a part of his master plan, that CM Punk has to throw away his morals to get an opportunity at the top prize in WWE. Punk has said that Cena is the one that is going against everything that he's believed in, and he's going to make him regret everything that he's done after he beats him for the title. He's going to have to go on another retirement tour and apologize to all the fans. But then John Cena laid out CM Punk on last Friday SmackDown and delivered his take on the pipe bomb, where he shouted out Claudio Castagnoli, Nick Nemeth, and Matt Cardona, said CM Punk's tweets are stronger than his morals, that CM Punk is just as big of a hypocrite that he claims that he is, that he changes his morals just as much as he changes his t-shirts, in one of Cena's best promos since turning heel. And it set the stage for this big showdown, 12 years in the making, where yin and yang have reversed roles, and now Cena's the heel, Punk is the babyface. Who walks out undisputed WWE champion, Maggie? And what have you thought about this build?
Listen, the majority of the build was a major snooze fest, but I'm not gonna lie. Last week, I enjoyed that immensely. I was preparing my work meal in the morning as I was watching, and I'm in the kitchen. And when he started the second sentence, Cena, I like my head turned around like an owl, and I'm like, he's doing the thing. He's doing, and I'm like, I just sat on my couch with the knife in my hand, and then he said hi to all the people he said hi to, and I'm like, okay, this is so weird. And then Matt Cardona said hi back, and like it was so fun. Um, it's I'm I'm glad that he pointed out the hypocrisy behind this entire situation with Punk. However, I feel like the only thing that happened here was people getting behind John Cena even more when it comes to CM Punk.
Yeah.
Yeah, because yes, exactly. And the shot of John Cena in the back and CM Punk laid on the table was so good, and I hate that Slim Jim logo right in the middle, because I know what they're doing, and it's called sponsorship, money, everything. I get it, but like it's right in my face, man, and it's a shot that it's gonna be in the history books, because this was really huge. and Slim Jim. Why? Um, so yeah, we're right in the middle of this weird wrestling time where the baby faces are getting booed and the heels are getting cheered. Um, I really I don't care much about this match because why is this match even happening? Why is the first of all, why is this entire pay-per-view happening? But like, why is Punk there? And I'm a fan of CM Punk. And that's why I'm asking the question. And I'm like, why are you there? And like people had the audacity to tell me when news came out that CM Punk was going to be a part of the show. And Rob and I weren't okay with that. And like people had the nerve to tell us in the chat, guys, come on, that match is not happening. Grow up, that match ain't happening. And I'm like, bitches.
It's because the like CM Punk has really like created this brain warp in his fan base and his like most loyal hardcore CM Punk's fans that they thought that he would stay on that moral high ground that he's been on, and they did not believe that this match would happen. But I knew this match was going to happen as soon as, like, it wasn't even the video package. The video package happened, and I was like, that's interesting. When the video package for Night of Champions came out and he was on it. But it was the Instagram live. That was the big tipping point that should have told everybody what was about to happen. When CM Punk said, oh, I never said I hated Saudi Arabia. I've never been to Saudi Arabia. I can't hate somewhere I've never been. I was like, you're going. You're definitely going.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much that is it. But I know that this match is gonna get people wired up, and I know it creates controversy, but like that entire show is enough controversy. That part of the world, it's like they have enough on their plate. I just hope everything's okay. I just hope people stay safe there. The audience, the wrestlers, the crew, everyone that's everyone that's there. Just stay safe. Stay safe.
Hopefully.
But yeah, the match, oh man, I can see a lot of dick kicks because that's Cena's entire MO. Let's not sit here pretend that it's something different. No. Sweetie Andy, I'm sorry. That's a bunch of dick kicks, title shots, referees meant to be look like fucking morons, man. At this point, how come I'm not a referee? It seems easy enough, and you don't need to have a high enough IQ anyway. So let me be a referee and pay me a ton of money.
I agree. Why not? Maggie, hashtag Maggie for referee.
Yeah.
Maggie needs to be the special guest referee for all title matches not in Saudi Arabia.
I need to be the referee between Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega the next time it happens, because
that would be weird to see a referee with
wet pants.
With panties everywhere. Just tossing out panties every sequence they have.
Yeah. So every time I count, I don't count. I just throw away panties.
Perfect. Perfection. Yeah. As far as this,
Cena retains.
Yeah, this seems like a no-brainer. I heard some people who heard the Cena pipe bomb and was like, yeah, there's no way Punk would let him say all of that and then lose in Saudi Arabia. I was like, yeah, there would. Just add another 0. He'll do anything.
Yeah, exactly. I don't I I don't think that CM Punk, and I've been pretty vocal about this. I don't think CM Punk um can afford to be the kind of person that he was in AEW in WWE. I don't think he can afford that because that's his last place.
Yeah, he's burned the bridge at
Yeah.
AEW. He has no choice. He has to just go and ride that company line as far and as long as he possibly can in WWE. He can't really fight. He can't really fight back against anything here.
I mean, yeah, and that was, if that was ever up in the air, it's no longer that now that he's going to Saudi Arabia. I mean, if I don't need much proof. And guys, I hope I don't sound bitter because he's gonna do what he wants to do, and like you go and do your money. Like it's sure I probably I'm gonna do the same, but like it's a point of principle after you've stood up for so many things in your past and now you no longer do that. That's the problem I have. Like as a person, you go and make that money, dude. I'm so proud of you. You go and do that. You have a really lovely dog. You have the most beautiful wife. Please come back. Please come back.
Yeah, but
So yeah,
this all ends with dick kick, title belt to the head. 1, 2, 3. John
yeah,
Cena wins.
exactly.
We got one last super chat donation before we wrap things up here from Chilling with Chase. Thank you so much, Chase, for the support. Who's making it rain? He's giving the dollar signs, dollar signs. He says, I just got off of work, so I watched the playback. Had nothing witty to say, but wanted to share love on payday. Money
Oh,
sign. Thank you so
yay.
much. Yay for
There you
you.
go.
Payday. Killing it. Thank you, Chase. We appreciate the support. And Call Me Mr. Bonda adds, please ref Hanger versus Moxley and make sure that if even one member of Death Riders so much as breathes near ringside, John loses the AEW World title. Laughing emoji, cowboy shit, season baby, and a whole bunch of prayer emojis, heart emojis, and flustering emojis. I'm with you. Call me Mr. Bonda. Hangman must complete the redemption arc. But we'll save the rest of that for the All In preview, which will probably be our next preview that we join you here for. But there's a lot of stuff to preview that week, so I might see if Maggie's available more than once that week. But that is for next time. We gotta thank Maggie for this time and coming on board to talk some WWE Night of Champions 2025. Thank you as always, Maggie, and of course the floor is yours. Let everybody know where they can follow you on social media and when they will see you again over on Fightful Overbooked.
The pleasure is always mine every time I hop on the True Heel Heat channel. I love the incredible atmosphere that you guys have created here. Your supporters are wonderful, wonderful people, guys. Thank you so much for tuning to our lovely support group that SP3 and I have created here. If you guys want to follow me on Twitter or X or whatever you guys want to call it, at Maggie_IK, and on Instagram at Maggie.IK. If you guys still use and do the Blue Sky thing, Maggie-IK. You can catch me and Rob every Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern on Fightful Overbooked for Coexisting with Rob and Maggie. In the near month, I kind of feel like we'll be doing Thursday shows because Rob's going, on vacation. I'm going to be on vacation or have to be working Friday nights or, a couple of things like that. But we will let you guys know. If you follow me on the social medias, you will be up to date with everything. Last but definitely not least, please subscribe to Fightful. Select the easiest $5.99 that you're ever going to get. A lot of contract news, Q&As, Discord, or whatever that is. I'm 36 years old. I have no idea what a Discord is. People keep saying it's a really wonderful thing. I don't care. I I want to be the most away from my phone on my days off, so please do not make me do this. Yes, thank you so much for joining us on this preview. Thank you, sweetie.
Thank you, as always, Maggie, and she's absolutely right. Go to Fightful Select, the best $6 in the game over on Patreon. And yes, go to their Discord because I'll be live in about 2 to 3 minutes with Jeremy Lambert. We're doing our first ever live stream on Fightful Select where we are doing Worst of the Weeds, where me and Jeremy are going to go back and watch some of the worst matches ever. And because you got the Saudi Arabia event on Saturday, we have the Saudi Classics, Episode 1, DX versus Brothers of Destruction. We're going to the very first crown jewel in Saudi Arabia, and we're going to watch it back. So join us live over there.
Come on, you could have watched Titus World Slide, but like
No, we're going to the worst of the worst. And we do have one final super chat donation from the homie Alan. Thank you so much, Alan, for the support. He says, poor AJ Styles is just waiting for Paris to get a title match, hopefully against John Cena for the WWE title after The Rock helped Cena beat Cody again. That would be cruel and unusual punishment to have Cena versus Cody again and have Cena win that. That would be very cruel. Very cruel. You're a cruel individual, Alan.
Cruel because, okay, here's The Rock again, but again, we're not gonna tell you why.
Makes sense. Makes sense right there. But yes, I will be back live tomorrow, 1:05 p.m. Eastern Time with AE Ramble with Jimmy Macaram, reviewing tonight's AEW Dynamite. So join us live for that. Like I said, join us on the Fightful Select Discord where me and Jeremy are going to watch Worst of the Weeds, DX versus Brothers of Destruction in about 2 to 3 minutes. And of course, hit the subscribe button, like this video, comment down below if you are new. Follow us on social media at True Hill Heat. Follow me at True Hill SP3. Thank you so much to Maggie. So for Maggie, it is me, your True Hill Phenom SP3. This has been our WWE Night of Champions 2025 preview. We are signing off until next time.